Hello everyone and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step how to create a beautiful landing page for your membership website. So what we're going to be designing is pretty much this page, and as I scroll here you can see it has a bit of parallax, and over here I've added all my membership levels and we have color coded them as well, just as a bit of a touch of design. And then when you scroll further here, this is where you can add a bit of a description to your membership website. And then here, because this is a food website, I've added some images of food. And then as we scroll down here, we also have a section where we're going to add our video here. But of course, if you don't need a video for your landing page, you can get rid of it by just deleting the whole section. All right, so before we get started, I'd also like to remind you that if you buy Divi using my affiliate link, I'll give you access to my web design formula course, a course that teaches you how to design professional looking websites with Divi. And also, if you buy MemberPress using my affiliate link, I will also give you access to my MemberPress Mastery course, a course that teaches you how to get up and running with creating your membership website. So without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let's get started. All right, so the very first thing we need to do is to create a brand new page, and this page is going to act as our landing page. So I'm going to come over here to pages and then just click on add new. So let's call this membership. But of course you can call this page whatever you want. The most important thing here is just to see how I designed this landing page, because the idea here is to make your landing page look beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to click here on use Divi Builder. Right, so now that we have these three options, I'm going to do something a bit different now. I'm going to use a pre-made layout just so that I can fast forward my design process. So I'm going to come over here and just look for a layout that looks really nice. And to be honest, I think I'm going to go with this one here. I'm going to click on use layout. So this is going to act as our landing page for our membership website. Okay, so it's almost done installing now. And once done, we are going to see all the images, the layout and everything on our page. So what I've done ahead of time, I forgot to tell you this, is I've already prepared all my images. So all my images are in my media library. So it's a matter of just dragging them in. And the website I use for my images is pexels.com and pixabay.com. These are royalty-free images. As you can see here, you can use these pretty much without worrying about licensing fees. Okay, so what I'm going to do first here is I like using the, in fact, let's publish this so that I know that if something happens, at least I have everything all set. So I like using my layers. I'm going to click here on my layers icon, and I'm going to have all my layers over here to my right. Okay, so let's start here with our hero section. So I'm going to go into my hero section here, and here where it says explore the world. So we want our websites to be a page about healthy living, diet, and all that good stuff. So I'm going to change my title here and say healthy body, healthy mind. Okay. So you want to make sure that on your membership websites, you want to have a title that grabs your audience. So healthy body, healthy mind. I think this works good. And then over here, you want to have a description of what the website is about. So you can say transform your life by whatever it is. And so that's what you need to add here. But of course, I'm not going to go ahead and do that because we're going to spend so much time now with the copy rather than the design. So what I'm going to do next is to come over here to my design, and then I'm going to go to title text. So I'm going to change this from Oswald to, you guessed it, Poppins. All right. So next, I am going to go back over here, and this time I want to work on this. In fact, you know what? I could just leave this as it is. That doesn't really matter. So again, back over here on the content, I can go to my button. Now, I don't need to add this button here because I'm going to have a section below which is going to have my three type of memberships. So I'm going to remove the button here. So I'm just going to go and remove the text that says learn more. And then I'm going to go to the background. So here we have this background image. So we need to add our own image. So I'm going to go in here and let's choose our image. And the one I'm going to go with is either this one here of this couple or this lady here relaxing. Let's see what that one looks like. To be honest, that doesn't look great. So let's delete that and let's go back to, let's go with this one here. Upload an image, and that looks much better. All right, so The other thing that we could do as well is, in fact, we're done here. Let me save. So that's going to be our main hero image. And then over here now, I can decide whether I want to have all this information here. But to be honest, I don't really want this here. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to click here on delete, and that is gone. So what I have now is this basic information here, which I think is a good introduction to our website. So I may just leave this here. I'm not decided yet. So let's move on and see what we have next. So we have these images here. Now the ideal situation is to replace these images with my own images. So I'm going to go into each one of these and replace them with these images of food. Change that one, move on to the next one, and this one here, and save that, move on to the next one, and let's use that one. And then we need one more, or is that it? Let me move that. Okay, we have one more that we need to update. So I'm going to go in, and this one here is going to be, I don't know if I used this one already. Let's try. Okay, there we go. That's it. So those are my images for my landing page, which I think look great, by the way. So over here now, as I mentioned, we can leave this for copy that we want to add for on our membership site. So let's add one more section, because what I usually like doing here is to add a section that has the 3 different membership levels. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to come over here and let's add a new section. Right. So I'm going to go with a single column here just to start off with. And this is going to have my call to action. There we go. Now it's time to design my call to action. So I'm going to start here by saying gold member or membership. Okay. And I'm going to say join now. And this is going to be my dummy text. And let me use Lorem 2 here for this dummy text. So the description doesn't have to be really crazy. It can just be, a basic description. But of course, you want to adjust this to your own liking. So that's going to be my text right there. And then my join now. And what I may also want to add here is the link so that my button shows. There we go. So now my button is showing, and this is what it looks like so far. Now, the next step now is to really work on this and make it look really nice. So let's start customizing this. So let's start with our text here. We're going to change this to Poppins. We're going to make it bold. But of course, by the way, you can use whatever font you want for your membership website. And then over here, I'm going to change this as well. Let's go with Poppins, and I'm going to increase the size a little bit. So right now, I'm just looking at it to see what size really works better. So I think that's fine. And I'm going to go back and change my background color here, because ideally I want to have different colors for my membership levels. So I'm going to go with this for my gold membership. And then let's add some rounded corners to this as well. So I'm going to go to border and just set this to about, let's go with 6. Okay. Now let's go and work on the button. So over here, to work on the button, you need to activate use custom styles for buttons. So I'm going to activate this. Now this gives me the ability now to go in and start making changes to my button. So let me start with my button background color. So I'm going to go to my layer palette here, and I really need a dark color here that really stands out. So it's a matter of just playing around with these colors and seeing which one here works better. So I think that's fine. In fact, I don't need the border width. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so let's go in and customize our text there. So we're going to change this to Poppins as well, just to keep everything consistent. And I'm going to also change this and make it semi-bold. And the size, let's reduce this a little bit, because right now it looks a bit too much. So let's go with 18, maybe even 16. All right, so I'm pretty much happy with that. So I'm going to save this now. Then I'm going to go into my row settings and just duplicate this a few times. So these are now my 3 memberships. So all I have to do is to go into this one here and change. In fact, let's save all this. So all I have to do now is to go into each and every one of these and change the background colors so that I distinguish all the membership levels. So here I am going to go with this color here. I know it's quite close to this color. So what you may want to do is to go in and just bump it up a little bit here so that they're slightly different. Okay, so over here, I'm just going to name this silver. Okay, we're going to save that. And then over here, we are going to also change the color. So I'm going to go into my background. So this one here is going to be our platinum. And as you can see now, the button doesn't look great on this background. So I want to go straight away and change my background color here. So what I normally do is to play around with the colors and see which one really stands out. Should I go with white? I think white works great actually for this. And then what I'm going to do now is on my text color, I am going to just choose a color that I think works with this. So let's have a look. Let's go into our palette here and try out a few colors. So let's go with this one here. I like that. Okay, so let's go with that. And let's change this to what happened here. Let's have a look. Okay, so we have our platinum membership and we have our description and our join now. So pretty much we have this all looking great. Now what I may want to do as well is to come over here to the second one and change my color over here. So first of all, let me go back in here and equalize column heights. I'm going to go to sizing. So I just want everything to look great. And then over here on the custom gutter width, I may want to bring this closer by setting this to 2. So I think that looks okay at 2. And I'm going to save. And then I'm going to go into this one here and change the color of the button. I know this may seem like it's a minor change and it may look like it's already okay, but it does make those minor changes do make a difference. Okay, so I'm going to go into the button now and let's change the background. That's not working. That's not working either. Let's have a look. Actually, let us go with a darker version here, and then on the first button we can use the lighter version. Okay, so we're going to go with that one, and then over here let's go into our settings and let's choose our button color here. So this time on this one here we're going to make it lighter. So let's go with this. There we go. All right, so that's our gold, silver, platinum. Okay, so I'm going to save that. And what I may also want to add here is a new title for this section. So I'm going to call, in fact, let me add a text module here. And I'm just going to say our memberships. Okay, now that I have my text, I can go in now and customize this by coming over here to my heading text. Oh, in fact, this is my normal text. Change this to Poppins. We're going to make it bold. We're going to add some letter spacing. And we're going to make it slightly bigger. There we go. So I think 22 works okay. And we may also want to center this. So I'm going to come over here and center it. And then finally, I just need to grab this and drag it above. There we go. So that's our memberships. So what you may decide to do is to either have your price here, or you can have a dedicated page that talks about the pricing when they click join now. So it's up to you how you want to do it. But in this case, I'm just going to leave this as it is because I prefer to have things this way. Now I'm just going to reduce the text over here so that everything is in one line. And I'm also going to do the same thing over here. In fact, this one here is fine. Okay, so now that I have this section all designed, I can save this for now just to make sure that we don't lose anything. Okay, great. So we have our membership section here. So as I mentioned before, I like having this above there so that it is, in fact, let's grab our layers. This makes it easier. Let's find, okay, that's our memberships. I'm going to drag this up there. Great. So our membership levels are just after our main hero image. So that's a good place to have it. Now, a little tweak I want to do here is just to add a bit more padding, just to give this a bit of, just to give it a bit of breathing space. There we go. Okay, so I think that looks great. So moving on, we need to decide now what we're going to do here on this area. So I'm just going to say time to transform. So these titles, I mean, you can add them, you know, depending on what your membership type is. So it just depends what you want to add as your main copy. So here I'm just going to say time to transform your life. And then this is the text that goes with it. So I'm going to go in here and change my heading text to Poppins. And I'm also going to change the color here. That looks much better. The background color here is fine. I'm going to leave that as it is. Now we have our foods here. And let's delete this. We don't need that part. So all we need is just this area here. That's looking great. Now, I think it's a good idea to have a video here, but the extra information that I have here, I don't really need. And now I'm going to go into my video module settings, and I'm going to change my overlay image by coming over here. So this is where now I get to choose, where's that lady? There we go. I'm going to choose that image there and use that as my overlay image. Okay, there we go. And I think that looks really nice, by the way. Let me just close this so we can see what is happening. So over here, I think the video may be a bit too big. And if you want to adjust your video size, you can come over here to design, sizing, and you can reduce the width here a little bit to about 80 and center it. So that looks much, much better. And you know, this icon here, we can also customize it by coming over to play icon, and we can choose our color here. And just to be consistent, to be honest, I want to use colors from my color palette, but that's a bit too dark. So what you may want to do is to go in and choose a color. Let's try that. I think that looks better. Okay, I'm going to go with that. And then use custom icon size. I can reduce the size of the icon. I usually leave it at about 70 pixels, and that's looking great. Now let's go ahead and save. And oh, you know what? We have this text here, which needs to be changed as well. So let's head over here to design and change this to Poppins. And let's change the color as well. There we go. So let's save that. Now we have all these extra sections here. To be honest, I don't need that. And I don't need that footer either. And this offer here, let's get rid of that. Do I need to have this one here? You know what? Let's get rid of that. So as you can see, these are decisions that you need to be making on the go as you're working on your site. So pretty much I have majority of the information that I need. If you decide that you may not want to have your video here, you can change the location of that video and add it above here somewhere. But let me go in here and change my font, and I'm going to change this to Poppins. So I'm going to go to my text here and let's change to Poppins. And that looks much better. I'm going to save that and let's do the same over here. Design. Change this to Poppins. Now the color here doesn't look great, so let's go in and change the color. So I'm going to use a color that's on my color palette, and I'm going to go with this color right here. And let's have a look. What else can we change? Everything else seems okay now. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to come over here and change this background color here just to have a color that's from our color palette. So I'm going to click on section settings, click on background, and here I'm going to start off with this color here. Next, I am going to reduce this all the way down. Well, that's going to be pretty much the color I had before, which is a bit silly. Okay, let's try and remove the transparency, and I think that looks better. Okay, I'm going to go with that and save. Okay, so pretty much I have my main landing page. You may also want to go in and change the color of this, but to be honest, I think this color here is okay. I'm happy with that. And Since we're using pop-ins throughout the whole design here, we may want to go in and change this text here on the top. So let's go in and do that. So I'm going to go into my hero section here. And I am going to change my body text by coming over here to design. And where's our body text? There we go. Change this from Roboto to pop-ins. And let's see if we can add a very light color there. I'm not sure if we should use a color, but let's play around and see what we can come up with. I'm liking this. I think I really like that. So I may even use that as our color here on our main color. So let me go in and copy this. And I'm going to use it over here on my main title as well. So I'm going to save this. And I'm just going to take a look here. I think that color looks really nice. Let's go back in and let's go to our header. And let's change the color here. Yes, I really like that. So this one here on the bottom, that's what we can change, and that is our description text. So now let's play around with this one. Let's see what happens if we change it to white. It's not too bad. Go in here and see what color we can choose from our color palette. Okay, let's add some transparency to it. Nope, transparency is not working. So let's try this. There we go. We're just going to add a hint of color to that so that we can distinguish the header and the description text. Okay, I'm really happy with that. So I'm going to close this now, save this. And now let's take a look at our landing page and see what it looks like. So I am going to exit the Visual Builder now. And here we go. So healthy body, healthy mind. And when I scroll down here, I can see all my membership levels. And you can see they color coded as well. So that looks really nice. We have our description text here for what this membership is about. And because this is about food, I also have some dishes here so that it's in context with what is happening on our site. And then finally, we have a video here that people can see, which goes more into detail about this membership. So the other thing that you can also add are testimonials, but to be honest, I'm not going to add testimonials to this. I think this landing page is really nice for our membership website. So all this was done in Divi, by the way. So I would suggest going in, playing around with different types of layouts to come up with a nice looking landing page. All right, so that's all I have for you in today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification. By doing so, you're going to be notified when I release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.